Hi students, welcome back. Today I am discussing the chapter gravitation. Our first point, universal law of gravitation. Okay, first point, universal law. Universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation. We all know that every body in the universe which attracts every other bodies. Okay, with a force, that force which is directly proportional to product of their masses and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. That is the universal law of gravitation. Okay, every body in the universe attracts every other bodies. Okay, to explain that, we consider two bodies having mass m1 and m2. m1 and m2 are the masses, and these bodies are separated by a distance r from the center of the one body to the center of the another body. R is the distance between them. Okay, then the force between these two bodies, which is directly proportional to force between the two bodies, which is directly proportional to product of their masses. Okay, m1 into m2, product of their masses, and inversely proportional to, okay, inversely proportional to, that is square of the distance between them. Inverse relation means 1 by r square. F is inversely proportional to r square, that is F is directly proportional to 1 by r square. Okay, everybody in the universe attracts each other by a force which is directly proportional to product of their masses and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Okay, from these two statements we can write F is directly proportional to m1 m2 divided by r square. Then F is equal to a constant g into m1 m2 divided by r square. This constant g is known as gravitational constant. G is known as gravitational constant. Gravitational constant. Gravitational constant. And its value is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. Okay, 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 is the value of gravitational constant. And what about its unit? Unit of gravitational constant, that's equal to Newton meter square divided by kilogram square. Okay, Newton meter square divided by kilogram square. That is the unit of gravitational constant, and its value is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. Okay. Now we want to find out what about the dimension of gravitational constant. For this, gravitational constant G is equal to, gravitational constant G equal to F into R square. On rearranging this equation, we can write G is equal to FR square divided by M1 M2. Fr square divided by M1 M2, that's equal to gravitational constant G. Okay. Then what about the dimension of force? Dimension of force is equal to MLT raised to minus 2 into R square. R is the distance. So, dimension of distance is equal to L. Then L square. L square. R square is L square divided by dimension of mass is capital M. Then M into M. M1 is equal to capital M. M2 is also equal to capital M. Dimension of mass is capital M. Then on cancelling we can write m raised to minus 1. Okay. Here m is in the denominator. When it comes to the numerator, it becomes minus 1. M raised to minus 1. L into L square, that's equal to L cube T raised to minus 2. Okay. M raised to minus 1. L cube T raised to minus 2. That's the dimension of gravitational constant. Now, what are the properties of this gravitational force? Okay, we want to point out what about the properties. Okay. For this equation, F is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. Okay. This is the gravitational force. Then what are the properties? First point is gravitational force is always attractive in nature. That is, this is the force between two masses. Force between two masses M1 and M2. This is the force between two masses. This force is always attractive in nature. Okay, force is always attractive in nature. The first point is attractive in nature. Force is always attractive in nature. Second point is gravitational force is a central force. That means the force is always along the line joining the centers of two masses. Okay, force is always along the line joining the centers of two masses. So we can say that it's a central force. Second one, central force. Gravitational force is a central force which is along the line joining the centers of two bodies. Okay. Then third point is it obeys inverse square law. Okay, it obeys inverse square law. That means F is inversely proportional to R square. F is directly proportional to 1 by R square. Okay. Therefore, we can say that gravitational force obeys inverse square law. Okay, it obeys inverse square law. Okay, it obeys inverse square law. The next point is gravitational force is always conservative in nature. Gravitational force is a conservative force. Okay. Fourth point is it is a conservative force. Conservative. It's a conservative force. Gravitational force is a conservative force. Then fifth point is this force is independent of the medium in between the two bodies. Okay. Gravitational force which is independent of the medium between the two bodies. That is, the medium in between them is air. Then what about the gravitational force? Gravitational force F is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. Okay. If in between the two bodies, if there is a wood, okay, wood is there, then what about the force between these two masses? That remains same. It's equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. Okay. From this we can say that it is independent of the medium in between the two bodies. Okay. Gravitational force is independent of the medium between the two bodies. Okay. It is independent of. Independent of medium between two bodies. Okay. Gravitational force is independent of medium between the two bodies. Okay. The next point is, sixth point is, gravitational force is independent of the presence of the third body. Okay. Gravitational force which is independent of the presence of third body. That is, Here two masses M1 and M2. Okay. What about the force between them? Force between them F is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. If M1 is the first mass, M2 is the second mass. Okay. If there is a third body, M3 body, M3 is the third body which is near to M1 and M2. Then what about the force between M1 and M2? M1 and force between M1 and M2 remains constant. That is F is equal to G into M1 M2 divided by R square. Then what about the force between M1 and M3? Between M1 and M3 is equal to F is equal to G into M1 M3 divided by R square. Okay, if R is the distance. What about M2 and M3? That's equal to G into M3 M2 divided by R square. Okay, that is the force between the two bodies which are independent of the presence of third body. Gravitational force which is independent of presence of third body. Independent of presence of third body. Okay, our next point is gravitational force is a long range force. Okay, gravitational force, it's a long range force. That's the seventh point. Seventh point, it's a long range force. Long range force. Okay, these are the points regarding the gravitational force. First point is it is always attractive in nature. Gravitational force is always attractive in nature. Second point is central force, that is the force acting along the line joining the centers of two bodies. Okay, from the center of the first body to center of the second body, force is acting. Third point, it obeys inverse square law, that is F is directly proportional to 1 by R square. Okay, it obeys inverse square law. Fourth point is conservative force. Gravitational force is always conservative in nature. Then fifth point is independent of medium in between the two bodies. Okay, it is independent of medium. And sixth point, it is independent of the presence of third body. Okay, gravitational force does not depend upon the presence of third body. Okay. Then seventh point, it's a long range force. Okay. These are the points regarding gravitational force. Now we want to discuss what about the point regarding the acceleration due to gravity. In order to explain acceleration due to gravity, we want to consider a point object of mass small m which is placed on the surface of the earth. Here earth is having a mass capital M and radius of the earth is taken as capital R. Capital R is the radius of the earth, capital M is the mass of the earth. This body is having a mass is equal to small m. Then what about the gravitational force between earth and the point object? Okay, force between earth and the point object, that's equal to G into M1 is equal to capital M into second body is having a mass small m, therefore small m divided by, what about the distance between them? Distance between them is equal to R. Okay, from the center of the first body to center of the second body, which is equal to, from the center of point object to center of the earth is taken as capital R, because the size of the point object is very small, very small on compared to radius of the earth. Radius of the earth is equal to 6,400 kilometer. Okay, on compared with this radius, the size of the object is very negligibly small. So its distance, okay, distance to the center of the point object, that is this distance is neglected. Okay, so we can write F is equal to G into M capital M small m divided by R square. Okay. We also know that the weight of the body, weight of this point object which is acting downward. Okay. Weight of the body which is acting downward, it's equal to mg. Okay. Force F is equal to weight of the body which is equal to m into g. Okay. On equating these two equations, okay, mg is equal to weight of the body, mg is equal to g into capital M small m divided by r square. Then small m get cancelled. Then small g is equal to gm divided by r square. Okay, small g is equal to gm divided by r square. This is the equation for the acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity, g is equal to gm divided by r square. Okay, capital M is the mass of the earth, capital R is the radius of the earth, and this acceleration due to gravity which is independent of mass of this point object. Okay, mass of the object which is placed on the surface of the earth. Acceleration due to gravity that depends upon mass of the earth and radius of the earth. Okay, capital G is equal to a constant. So, what about its value? On the surface of the earth, acceleration due to gravity becomes equal to 9.8 meter per second square. On the surface of the earth, acceleration due to gravity value is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, to derive the expression for the acceleration due to gravity, we want to consider a small object of mass small m which is placed on the surface of the earth. Then the earth will exert a force on this body. Earth will exert a force on the point object, and that force, that gravitational force, which can be written as F is equal to G into capital M small m divided by R square. Okay, that is force between earth and a point object, that's equal to G into capital M small m divided by R square. Okay, weight of this body which is acting downward, it's equal to mg. Then the second force which is acting there is equal to F is equal to mg. On equating these two equations, mg is equal to gmm divided by r square. Then small m get cancelled. Acceleration due to gravity is equal to g capital M divided by r square. That is acceleration due to gravity which is independent of the mass of the object which is placed on the surface of the earth. And its value on the surface of the earth, it's equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, and the value of acceleration due to gravity which varies from place to place. Okay, that we will discuss in the next class. Okay, I think this topic is clear for you. If you like this video, please subscribe and enable the bell button. Thank you.